Konnichiwa, hello, my name is Miki and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about sun care. Basically, I'm going to be going into depth about sunscreen, the different types of sunscreen. I bet y'all didn't know there was different types of sunscreen. I'm not only going to be talking about sunscreen and skincare, I'm going to be sharing with you guys basically my summer skincare routine. So this video is going to have my summer skincare routine, a lot of information about sunscreen and sun care and what to do, and some information about the sun and what it does to your skin. And I'm also going to be sharing with you guys my summertime makeup look, which is this right here. A nice, very natural but glowy looking light makeup application. I'm going to share with you guys what I put on my face to get the maximum amount of protection from the sun. A little disclaimer before we get into the video: if you are super sensitive to profanity or if you are easily offended, this is not the place for you. I am a no filter bitch and I have no idea what's going to come out of this mouth, so keep that in mind while you're watching. So if you are interested in learning more about sunscreen and sun care and my summertime skincare routine and how to get this really easy, glowy but natural makeup look, then just stay tuned. So I've already washed my face because I'm not going to sit in front of the camera and bring a bucket and do all that stuff. So what I wash my face with in the morning is the Botanic's All Bright with Hibiscus Cleansing Foam Wash for all skin types. Now, I've mentioned this, I believe, in my winter skincare routine. I have been using this for freaking ever, and it's finally almost finished. Now, I actually really like this face wash. It doesn't feel overly drying, and I feel like after I cleanse my skin with oil to get all the makeup off, this in turn kind of gets all the residual makeup. The next thing I'm going to do is obviously tone my face. So the toner I've been using, which I'm really not into, but I'm trying to kind of use it up, is the Pixi Retinol Tonic. This actually came out, I believe, earlier this year, and I've been using it and trying to like it, but I prefer the Glow Tonic from Pixi more than this one. I feel like this one doesn't really do much for my skin. I'm gonna go ahead and take a cotton pad and just put this all over, and then I'm going to tone the face. So after toning my skin, I go in with a serum. I actually go in with a couple of serums. This serum I actually recently purchased at TJ Maxx. This is the Hydrating Facial Serum from Giovanni. I did not know that Giovanni had skincare. I've only seen like their shampoos, conditioners, hairstyling products. But when I saw this in the skincare section, I was like, oh my god, I really want to try that. Rose moisturizes, it refreshes your skin, it soothes your skin, it kind of calms down a lot of the redness. This claims that it moisturizes, refreshes, and softens your skin. So what I like to do is I kind of like to shake up this serum. Then I like to take about this much onto my fingers here, and I'm just going to kind of warm it up into my hands, and I'm going to press it into the skin. Of course, you always want to take care of the neck and the décolleté area. I'm going to add another serum onto this. I'm going to be adding the Mario Badescu Vitamin C Serum. This has lasted me like a really long time, but I have a quarter left. I love using vitamin C serum on the face, especially during the day. If you are wearing any type of vitamin C, you always want to be wearing sunscreen. Now, I say that because vitamin C can make your skin a little bit more sensitive to the sun and the sun rays. Honestly, I don't really care if you're using vitamin C or not. You should still be wearing the damn sunscreen anyway. I'm gonna try to kind of give it a moment to soak up. Now, I love vitamin C because it not only kind of renews your skin, but it gives you a really nice glow. It brightens your skin. It also helps fade acne scarring, hyperpigmentation, dark spots, sun damage, all that stuff. Next, I'm going in with the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Creme. Now, I mentioned this in my recent video of my empties. This stuff has been amazing. This is my third little deluxe size here, and this stuff really just kind of brings a glow on your under eye area. As you can see, whenever you're taking care of anything around the eye area, you always want to use your ring finger because that is the finger that has the least amount of pressure, and your eye area is the most delicate area on your face. So I have two products here that is part of my last step of my skincare for daytime, which is moisturizer, and I have been alternating between these two just because I kind of want to try out different things. The first product I have is the Ole Henriksen Sea Rush Brightening Gel Creme. I also mentioned this in my video of empties because I love this stuff. And the other product that I've been alternating between is the Bliss Drench and Quench Cream to Water Hydrator for All Day Moisture. Now, I actually got this in a beauty box a while back, and I didn't think I was going to love it because there is silicone in it, like dimethicone in this, which can clog pores, but I found that my skin is not really sensitive to dimethicone, so I have in turn been using it and actually really loving it. I am actually going to use the Bliss Drench and Quench moisturizer today. Now I love this stuff because it does look like a gel, but once you put it on your skin, it melts into like this watery consistency, and it just gives your skin a really nice glow, and it really hella moisturizes the skin. Now, if your skin is sensitive to anything like dimethicone or any silicone-based products, you may want to opt for something a little bit different. As you can see, my face is not up to par at all because I have been using a Indian Healing Clay Mask to kind of detox my skin because of all the stress that I've been going through. So that's why I've been really red and breaking out with a lot of acne, but I have definitely been trying to take care of my skin. It's just been a process because, you know, your skin doesn't get better overnight. Now, my skin is not only prepped for makeup, but the most important thing that we are here to talk about today is freaking sunscreen. Now, before I go ahead and apply the sunscreen on my face, I'm gonna talk a little bit about sunscreen. What is sunscreen? What does it do? All that kind of good stuff. As you know, sunscreen is a cream that you put on your skin to avoid UVA and UVB rays that come from the sun, which really dramatically damage your skin. Over time, you will get saggy skin when you're older. Your skin will lose elasticity. It'll lose brightness. It'll become more, you know, you'll have more dark spots, more hyperpigmentation. Your skin won't heal as fast as well. Now, of course, you want to get that vitamin D, but you don't want to stay out in the sun for long periods of time. Now, I am someone who uses skincare religiously, not just on my face, but on my arms. If I'm wearing shorts, I also cover my legs in sunscreen. I don't know about any other pale girls out there, but I actually enjoy being pale. Where I come from, pale is not only a sign of beauty, but it's also a sign of health because you're not in the sun just cooking and baking. The first thing that a lot of people do not know is that there are two types of sunscreen. There is a physical sunscreen and there is a chemical sunscreen. Now, there's a lot of debate about chemical sunscreens and about the ingredients in them and how they're toxic. So whenever you have like babies or small children, you kind of want to opt for a more physical sunscreen than a chemical sunscreen. You're probably wondering what's the difference between physical sunscreen and chemical sunscreen. Now, physical sunscreen has a main ingredients of zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. So those two things, whenever you pick up a sunscreen, you're going to find those in mineral types of sunscreens. Those kind of sunscreens actually sit on top of your face. They don't absorb into the skin and they block UVB, UVA rays from the sun from entering into the layers of your skin. It is also a safer option because there's not a lot of chemical based products in a mineral sunscreen or a physical sunscreen. I am someone who actually uses both because I like the protection. Now, the difference between a chemical sunscreen is that there are a lot of active ingredients that are kind of questionable. They are still doing kind of studies here and there about the main ingredients. Now, I am not going to sit here and try to pronounce these ingredients. I'm going to put them right here on the side of the screen so you guys can see what the ingredients are and what to look for. Now, chemical sunscreens, when you put it on your face, it actually absorbs into the layers of your skin. Now, the way your skin is, you have the skin surface and then you have the epidermis and then you have the dermis. Now, the dermis is kind of like the third layer of skin, and so when you put chemical sunscreen on, it's going to absorb not only through the skin surface and not only through the epidermis, but it hits the dermis and it turns those UV rays from the sun into heat, which your body in turn releases because your body is constantly releasing heat. Another thing that a lot of people don't even know is that if your SPF or your sunscreen is not SPF 30 and above, there's no point in really wearing sunscreen. My advice is any sunscreen is better than no sunscreen. So if you have like SPF 15, SPF 20, whatever, girl, put it on your face because your skin needs any kind of barrier between your skin and the sun. So if you have anything that is lower than 30, it doesn't matter. Put it on your face, use it up, but the next time you go out and purchase a sunscreen, not only look if you want a physical or a chemical sunscreen, but also make sure that the SPF is 30 and higher because that's going to give you more protection. Now, the higher the SPF, the less percentage of the sun rays are going to penetrate your skin. Another thing that a lot of people don't know is that the sun's rays are most strongest between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. So if you're doing any kind of outdoor activities, you want to make sure that you not only have sunscreen sunscreen, but you're reapplying it however many times it says on the package. Now, normally on the packaging, it says reapply after 2 hours, or reapply after, getting in the water, that kind of stuff. So you want to read the labels on the sunscreen to make sure when you're going to need to reapply your sunscreen in order to get the full benefit of it. Now, I'm going to go and touch on the kind of pros and cons of each type of sunscreen, the physical and the chemical. Now, for physical sunscreen, it is a lot heavier, and when you wear it under your makeup, it is most likely to have a white cast when you're taking any kind of photos. Maybe you're going to take pictures in the evening. You want to opt for a more chemical sunscreen because that sunscreen is going to absorb into your skin rather than leaving a white cast like physical sunscreen does, and you're also going to feel like it's more absorbed into the skin. So if you want like those bomb-ass pictures when the sun's going down or whatever, and you still want to protect your skin, you want to opt for a chemical sunscreen. Physical sunscreens are, like I said earlier, not as toxic as chemical sunscreens. It just sits on top of the skin, creating a barrier between your skin and the sun. Not only that, but physical sunscreens are a little bit more moisturizing. Some of the pros and cons of chemical sunscreen is that it is a lot lighter, and again, it absorbs into your skin, which is why it feels lighter, because you're not having this thick layer of cream on your skin just sitting on top. Another thing is that it is a lot better for water sports, or if you're sweating a lot, if you're gardening, or if you're working on a car, or if you're doing anything where you are sweating profusely, or if you're getting into the water like swimming or any kind of sports, you want to opt for a chemical sunscreen because that actually absorbs into your skin, which you need, when in turn a physical sunscreen, again, sits on top of your face. So when you sweat, it's going to, wipe off your face or become less active. Basically, chemical sunscreen is water resistant and physical sunscreen in turn is not. A little bit more information on things that most people don't know about, like the sun and sun care, is that a lot of the times when you live in higher altitude areas, or if you live near the equator, the sun actually becomes a lot stronger. Another thing that a lot of people don't know is that when it's snowing, when it's raining, when you go to the beach, but you're not like in the actual water, you still want to wear sunscreen because snow, rain, or any kind of body of water and sand reflect the sun rays off of that surface onto your skin. So I don't care if you're going to the beach to have lunch and you're not going to be out there very long, you still want to put the sunscreen on. Just because it's wintertime does not mean the sun goes away. You still want to put the sunscreen on. It doesn't matter if it's winter, spring, whatever. Just wear the sunscreen. Just because it is cloudy or rainy outside does not mean that there is no sun. The sun is always there during the day. If you look outside and it's raining and it's cloudy and murky, it does not matter. You still want to wear the sunscreen. A lot of people don't know this, but the clouds can actually enhance the power of the UV rays, and it basically magnifies those UV rays, making them stronger. So when it's cloudy out, that's actually when you get more sun damage. All right, so hopefully that gives you a little bit more knowledge about sunscreen, what types of sunscreen that you may want to be looking for, and what kinds of sunscreen are going to work for you. There are also alternatives to sunscreen. If you're someone who doesn't want to wear a chemical or a physical based sunscreen, you can find sunscreen in makeup. But again, even in makeup, you still want to have SPF 30 or higher, or it doesn't really, I can't really say it doesn't matter, because again, sunscreen is better than no sunscreen, but you always want to opt for a 30 SPF or higher, even in makeup. So if you have sunscreen, now is the time that you want to put it on before your foundation. Now, there are types of sunscreen that are in setting sprays that you can spray afterwards. I still advise you to wear some kind of sunscreen underneath your makeup, especially if your makeup does not have any SPF in it. You'll want to wear the sunscreen. So today I'm going to be wearing the Alba Botanica facial sunscreen. This is fragrance free, which is why I love it. A lot of people don't like the fragrance of any type of sunscreen. I don't feel like this is as thick as other sunscreens, and I feel like this is actually also moisturizing for my face. When you're using a facial sunscreen, you want to opt for something that is non-comedogenic, because that means that it's not going to clog your pores. You're going to put this on your face, and just because it's a physical sunscreen or a chemical sunscreen, it doesn't matter if it's going to absorb into your skin or not. Anything that's still on the surface of your skin is going to affect it. So I am actually using a chemical sunscreen first, because like I said earlier, I use both. When you look on the back of this tube right here on the active ingredients, you're going to find all those active ingredients that I posted earlier about chemical sunscreens and how they may not be the best bet for you because they absorb into your skin. So this is a chemical sunscreen. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on my face. Now, a lot of people don't realize that when they're putting sunscreen, they are missing a lot of areas on their face. You want to make sure to get your forehead. You want to get your hairline as well because that's still skin. If there's any kind of skin exposure, you'll want the sunscreen on there. One of the articles that I was reading is a doctor was saying how a lot of people that come in for skin cancer removal, like on the face, a lot of them have it in the temples here, on the ears, on the sides of the face, on their neck. It's because they're not applying sunscreen to those areas. You want to apply sunscreen on your temples. It doesn't matter if you're wearing a hat or if you're wearing sunglasses. You still want to apply anywhere the skin is exposed. A lot of the times I will hit the back of my neck, even if my hair is down. It doesn't matter. It's exposed skin. I like to hit the bottom of my eye area because again, it's exposed skin and this is the most delicate area of your face. So you want to make sure here on your brows, above your brows, your eyelids, everything that is exposed needs to be covered. The ears, a lot of people don't put sunscreen on their ears, especially the top of their ears. Anything that is exposed needs sunscreen. I don't know how many times I'm going to repeat that, but your skin needs sunscreen, okay? Period. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I don't care. If this makes even one person start wearing sunscreen, I'm going to be happy with that. So now that I have sunscreen on my face, I'm going to let that sit, and because it is a chemical sunscreen, I want to let that absorb for about 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and do my brows. I just want to mention before I actually start putting on my face that I am not one of those bitches who will go out in the summertime with a full glam face. I just can't do that because it's way too freaking hot and I just don't like the feeling. So I like to go as light as possible on my face during the summer, during the day, when I'm out running errands and all that stuff. My makeup looks very light, very simple, very easy, but still protecting me from the sun's UV rays. So while that sunscreen is absorbing into the skin, I'm gonna go ahead and start with my face. The first thing I'm gonna do is my brows, and I like to use the Milk Makeup Cush Fiber Brow Gel. Now this is in the shade Dutch. I definitely need a new one because this thing is almost empty. Like, I am sitting here scraping out the remnants out of this tube because I love this stuff so much. It is basically goof proof. So if you're a new user to like brow gels and stuff, then you want to get this guy. Now that I got my brows on, I'm gonna go ahead and add some primer to my face. I'm gonna go ahead and use the e.l.f. Prep and Blur Stick for around my pore area. My pores are freaking ginormous. I say that in almost every freaking video. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing it, but it's true, and that's just the way my skin is. So I'm going to add some NYX pore filler on top of the e.l.f. Prep and Blur Stick. Now that our skin is primed, I'm going to go ahead and add some concealer. I'm going to add the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop in Alabaster under my eyes because I've been really liking this for a little bit of coverage for my dark circles that are now just appearing out of nowhere. Scratch that. My skin is a little too dry for the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop underneath my eyes. So I'm going to go in with my Milani Conceal and Perfect concealer because this stuff is really great, especially if you have dry skin, which is what I'm suffering from now. This is in the color Pure Ivory. I'm gonna go in with concealer to conceal these freaking craters on my face. For that, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. Now, I recently reviewed this and I have been loving it to conceal all the nastiness on my face that has been going on recently. So I'm just going to kind of dab this on all the red spots that I have on my face, anywhere there is some active acne going on, because even though I don't wear a lot of makeup during the summer, I still don't want my bumps and lumps showing on my face. So now I'm going to go ahead and blend. In the summer, to me, I believe that less is more. So if you don't have to add concealer to your face or to your under eyes, I would advise not to, because then there's less stuff on your face that needs to melt off during the summertime. Now is foundation time. Now, again, in the summertime, I don't wear a lot of foundation. So I actually opt for a powder foundation over a liquid or cream foundation. What I'm going to go into today first is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Airbrush Perfecting Powder SPF 50. I have been using this every single time I leave the house, especially this summer, because I love the fact that it has SPF 50 in it. And of course, because this is a powder foundation, in powder foundations, most likely you're going to find physical types of sunscreen, so mineral based. Now with this one, you can see that there is a sticker on the back. I'm going to go ahead and lift the sticker so I can show you guys the ingredients. Most makeup that has any kind of SPF on it, even if you don't have the box, on the back is going to be active ingredients, and it's going to list the ingredients of the sunscreen. So you're going to find out if it's a physical sunscreen or a chemical sunscreen. And again, you don't have to have the carton or the package that it came in. I don't know if it's something that's like mandatory to be listed on there in case someone is allergic to certain SPF ingredients, but I've noticed that on a lot of the packaging, even if it's really small, there's still going to be fine print that says active ingredients, and it's going to show you the ingredients of the sunscreen that is in said skin product or makeup. When I open up this little sticker here, you're going to find active ingredients inside. Now this one has titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, so I know for a fact that this is a physical sunscreen, which is again why I love it, and this is why I use 2 sunscreens. So this sunscreen that I put on my face that is more like a moisturizer you put on before your makeup is my chemical sunscreen. This guy right here is my physical sunscreen. So I'm going to go ahead and take a powder brush. I'm just going to build it into the skin. Now this says it's anywhere from sheer to full coverage. I don't believe this stuff is full coverage, but I really like the coverage it gives. It's almost up there. It's like a very high medium coverage if you pack on enough of this stuff. But again, you want to be easy with the powders because you don't want to look like a total cake face, you know? Now, even though you are powder to matte filth, you can still get and achieve a glowy look if you just put glowy products on the right parts of your face. So what I'm going to do is add some blush, some highlight, some mascara, and that's about the extent of my makeup during the summer. I'm going to take my Pixi glowy powder, and this is in Rome Rose. I have just been obsessed with this blush for so long. I don't even know if this is a highlighter or a blush. I use it as a blush because it's so glowy, it's so nice, and it blends beautifully. It adds an amazing glow to your face, as well as some pigment for a nice looking blush. Oof, look at that. It is a very nice subtle glow, which I like. For my highlight, I like to use these two. I like to alternate or mix them together. This is the Colourpop pressed powder highlight in Here Kitty Kitty. I'm not sure if they still have that, but it's one of my favorite shades. And I have the Milani strobe light in Afterglow. I'm going to take the Milani Afterglow and I'm just going to place that on my cheekbones. I'm going to add this to up here on my face, above the brows. Don't forget to hit that Cupid's bow or my lack thereof. Now I'm just going to curl these straight stubby lashes, and we're going to add some mascara. Now, recently I've been loving the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. I just really like it. I like the way that it actually lengthens my lashes. I still haven't been able to find a mascara that actually curls my lashes and keeps the curls though, so I'm just going to opt for length. I feel like my face is missing something. Oh, duh. This is why I never leave the house without putting eyeshadow on, because if I don't, my eyes just look so flat and like nothing's going on. So I'm going to take my Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. I talked about this in another video, and I'm just going to take the brush that's in here and add a little bit of color to my eyes, because I really just don't like when I don't have any color up here, because I just look dead. Much better. I know it's really subtle, but it doesn't matter. It's better than not having any color up there. Now I'm also going to take the Colourpop highlighter and add some into the inner corner, and I actually am going to add this onto the lids of my eyes, my eyelids. Now, this is something I've had for a while now, and I've been using it constantly. I'm actually almost out of this. This is the Supergoop Shine On Lip Screen with grape polyphenols. I think it's polyphenols. This has SPF 50 in it, and I love it because, again, your lips, they have skin on them. There's going to be sun damage. So I like to kind of just put this on my lips. I also like that it adds like a little bit of a glossy look to your lips. Now, at the end of your makeup application, if you do have a setting spray that has SPF on it, go ahead and spray it. I don't really have anything that has SPF in it because a lot of the ones that I have found or tried in store kind of give you like that oily texture on top of your makeup, which I don't really like. So I'm still searching for something that has SPF in it that isn't going to make my face look oily and ruin everything that I just did. So if you guys have any recommendations for setting mists with SPFs in them, leave them down below in the comment section, because because I need to find one. So that's all the products and the information that I have to share with you guys today. The main point that I want to make from this video is wear fucking sunscreen. It's not that hard to add an extra base to your face when you're already adding moisturizer and primer to your face anyway. Just go ahead and add that extra layer because you want to be safe. Do you want to have saggy, wrinkly, dark spotted, hyperpigmented like skin? Hyperpigmented, is that even a word? You want to start while you're young, while you can. I wish I would have listened to my mother when she told me all the time to wear sunscreen on your arms, your face. It doesn't matter if you're touching the sun. She always told me to wear sunscreen. I would not have half the dark spots that I have on my face if I had just applied the damn sunscreen. Again, when I was reading that article, a doctor had mentioned that he removes skin cancer mostly from the face because a lot of people just don't realize how much protection you need on your skin. So now I am done yelling and screaming at you guys to wear sunscreen. All I hope is that at least one person walks away from this video wearing the damn sunscreen. So that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to click that big red button that says subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit that bell notification so you actually know when I post my videos. And as always, if you have any tips, tricks, questions, comments, or if you simply want to talk shit, leave it all in the comment section below. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.